Take a moment. Stand up and walk across the room. Feel the floor beneath your feet. Notice how one leg swings forward as the other supports you. Your arms move gently, balancing your body. This simple, everyday action of walking is a beautiful display of complex engineering. It might seem automatic, something you do without thinking. But beneath the surface, a whole team of body parts is working in perfect harmony. Understanding this process is the core of anatomy and kinesiology, and it unlocks the secrets of how we move through our world. It's not just for doctors or athletes, it's for anyone who wants to appreciate their own body. Anatomy is the map of your body. It is the science that names all the individual parts, from the largest bone in your leg to the smallest muscle in your hand. Think of it like a list of ingredients for a recipe. Kinesiology, on the other hand, is the study of how those parts move. It's the instruction manual that explains how the ingredients come together to create the final dish. When we combine these two fields, we get a complete picture. We don't just see the parts, we see the action. This knowledge gives us the power to move more efficiently, avoid injury, and appreciate the incredible machine that is the human body. Why does this matter to you? Because movement is life. From getting out of bed in the morning to playing with your kids in the evening, your body is constantly in motion. When you understand the basics of how your body is designed to move, you can make better choices. You can learn how to lift a heavy object without straining your back. You can understand why a warm-up before exercise helps prevent pulls and tears. It's about working with your body's natural design, not against it. This isn't about memorizing complicated terms, it's about gaining a practical, user-friendly guide to your own physical self. This essay will be your friendly guide on that journey. We will explore the fundamental components of movement one by one. We will start with the bones that provide our structure and the joints that allow for motion. Then, we will look at the muscles that generate force and the nerves that command them. Let's start our journey by looking at the foundation of the body, the skeleton. Stand up straight and feel the solidness of your own frame. Your bones are the internal scaffolding that gives your body its shape and structure. Without them, you would be a shapeless pile on the floor. Think of the long bones in your arms and legs, like the femur in your thigh or the humerus in your upper arm. These act as strong levers that muscles can pull on to create large movements. Your spine, a stack of smaller bones called vertebrae, forms a strong but flexible central pillar that supports your head and torso, allowing you to bend and twist. Bones do more than just provide a frame. They are also our body's personal bodyguards. They form protective casings around our most vital and delicate organs. Your skull is a hard, bony helmet that encases your brain, shielding it from impact and injury. Your ribcage creates a durable barrier around your heart and lungs, two organs that are essential for life. This dual role of providing structure and protection makes the skeletal system the fundamental starting point for all movement. Before any muscle can contract or any step can be taken, the bony framework must be in place, ready to support and shield the body. Of course, a solid frame would be useless for movement if it couldn't bend. That's where joints come in. A joint is simply a place where two or more bones meet. Joints are the hinges, pivots, and glides of the body, allowing for an incredible range of motion. Some joints, like your shoulder, are ball and socket joints, which allow for movement in almost every direction. This is why you can swing your arm in a big circle. Other joints, like the knee, are primarily hinge joints. They are designed to move mostly back and forth, like the hinge on a door, providing stability for actions like walking and running. To make this movement smooth and pain-free, joints are lined with a special material called cartilage. Cartilage is a tough but slippery tissue that covers the ends of the bones. It acts like a glassy, smooth cushion, allowing the bones to glide past each other with very little friction. Many of our most active joints, such as the knee and hip, also contain a special fluid called synovial fluid. This fluid works like oil in an engine, lubricating the joint to further reduce friction and absorb shock. The combination of strong bones and well-lubricated joints creates a framework that is both sturdy and remarkably mobile. Now that we have our frame, we need an engine to make it move. This is the job of the muscular system. Try this. Make a fist and bend your arm to flex your bicep. That bulge you feel in your upper arm is a muscle contracting. Muscles are the active tissues that create force. They work by pulling, never pushing. When a muscle receives a signal to work, it shortens or contracts, and this contraction pulls on the bones it's attached to. This simple pulling action is responsible for every single movement you make, from the powerful stride of a sprint to the delicate touch of a fingertip. Muscles almost always work in pairs to create controlled, balanced movements. Think of it as a team effort. For every muscle that pulls a bone in one direction, there is an opposing muscle that can pull it back. This is called an antagonistic pair. A classic example is in your upper arm. To bend your elbow, your biceps muscle on the front of your arm contracts. To straighten your elbow back out, your triceps muscle on the back of your arm contracts. This partnership allows for smooth acceleration and deceleration of your limbs, giving you fine control over your actions. But how does the pull from a muscle get transferred to the bone? This connection is made by tendons. Tendons are incredibly strong, flexible cords of connective tissue that attach muscle to bone. You can think of a tendon as a high-strength rope. The muscle is the engine that generates the force, and the tendon is the rope that transmits that force to the lever, which is the bone. When your bicep contracts, it doesn't pull on the elbow joint directly. Instead, it pulls on its tendon, and the tendon then pulls on the bones of your forearm, causing your elbow to bend. Because tendons transmit all the force generated by our powerful muscles, they are built to be extremely tough and resilient. However, they can still be injured if they are overloaded or not given enough time to recover. Activities that involve a lot of repetitive motion can sometimes lead to inflammation in a tendon, a condition known as tendinitis. This is why warming up before activity and allowing for adequate rest is so important. Healthy tendons ensure that muscular power is efficiently and safely delivered to your skeleton. We have a frame, and we have engines. Now, we need a driver. The nervous system is the body's sophisticated command and control center, with the brain acting as the central headquarters. Every voluntary movement you make begins as a thought or an intention in your brain. Whether you decide to pick up a cup of coffee or kick a soccer ball, the plan originates here. The brain processes information from your senses, like sight and sound, to formulate a precise plan of action. It determines which muscles need to contract, in what order, and with how much force. Once the brain has formulated its plan, it needs a way to communicate its orders to the muscles. This communication happens through nerves. Nerves are like the body's electrical wiring. They form a vast network that extends from the brain and spinal cord out to every part of the body, including every single muscle. A tiny electrical signal travels down the spinal cord and along a specific nerve pathway to the target muscle. Contract now, in a fraction of a second. This communication is not a one-way street. As your muscles move, specialized sensors within your muscles, tendons, and joints are constantly gathering information. They sense how much a muscle is stretching, how much tension is in a tendon, and what position a joint is in. This feedback, known as proprioception, is sent back to the brain, like a status report about what is actually happening. Your eyes also provide crucial feedback, telling the brain where your body is in relation to its surroundings. This continuous loop, from the brain to the muscles and back again, allows for coordinated and graceful movement. Imagine reaching for a glass of water. Your brain sends the initial command to your arm. As your hand moves closer, your eyes provide feedback on its position relative to the glass. Your nerves report the angle of your elbow and the stretch in your shoulder. The brain uses this data to make millions of tiny adjustments so your hand arrives at the exact right spot with the perfect amount of speed and force. Now let's put all the pieces together. Look at a complete movement taking a single step. It begins with your brain making the decision to move forward. Your eyes scan the path ahead, sending that terrain information to your brain. The brain initiates a wave of nerve signals. First command goes to your core muscles, then to the leg you're standing on. Those muscles tense to stabilize you, preventing loss of balance as the other foot lifts. Initial stabilization, critical but often overlooked. Next, signal to the hip flexors at the front of your hip. Hip flexors contract, pulling your thigh forward and upward, lifting your foot off the ground. Simultaneously, lower leg muscles lift the toes so they don't drag. Your leg swings like a pendulum. The knee bends slightly, quadriceps and hamstrings coordinate. At the forward point of the swing, new commands are sent. Quadriceps contract to straighten the knee for landing. Heel contacts the ground, shin muscles engage to control the roll. Calf muscles help with the roll and push. These muscles act as shock absorbers, cushioning impact. This protects the ankle, the knee, the hip. As weight moves over the planted foot, the glutes contract, the hamstrings contract. This hip extension propels your body forward past the standing leg. Simultaneously, the opposite leg lifts and swings forward. Muscle contractions, joint movements, nerve signals, all working in sync, creating the simple rhythmic motion of walking. Consider another daily movement, lifting a box from the floor. Before you even touch the box, your body prepares. Your eyes visually assess the box, estimating its size and potential weight. This information is sent to your brain, which formulates a lifting strategy. A good strategy uses the most powerful muscles in your body. The brain sends signals to your legs and to your hips, telling you to get closer to the box. Bend at your knees, bend at your hips, rather than just bending over at the waist. This positions your body for a safer, more powerful lift. As you squat down, you preload the large, strong muscles of your lower body. Quadriceps, front of the thighs, gluteal muscles, the buttocks. When you grip the box, muscles in your hands engage. Muscles in your forearms secure the hold. At the same time, signals go to your torso, abdominal muscles, and to your lower back muscles. These core muscles contract to create a rigid, stable trunk, protecting the spine from dangerous flexing or twisting. The lift is initiated from the ground up. The primary command is to your legs, not your arms. Quadriceps contract forcefully, glutes contract forcefully, knees straighten, hips extend, driving you upward. This is where the real power of the lift comes from. Legs act like a powerful hydraulic jack. Hips drive the motion, lifting the box and your upper body. Your back remains straight and stable throughout. Arms act like ropes, connecting hands to shoulders and transferring load. Once standing upright, a different set of muscles holds the weight. Postural muscles in your back engage. Postural muscles in your core engage. Postural muscles in your legs engage. The main burden is supported by your skeletal structure. Down, thumen by for a kinesiology by the my. By the prestiver by steed. Spine, through the pelvis and into your legs. By using a leg-driven technique, you use the body's design intelligently. You rely on your largest, strongest muscles and protect the vulnerable lower back. That's basically it. Now let's analyze a more dynamic, high-speed movement. Throwing a ball. This action is a perfect example of a kinetic chain, where different parts of the body move in sequence to build and transfer energy, culminating in a powerful final action. It all starts with your feet. Plant your feet firmly on the ground. Push off your back foot, generating force from the ground. That force travels up your leg into your hips. This is the first link in the chain. The next, most critical link, rotation of the hips and torso. Core muscles rotate the hips, then the trunk toward the target. This twisting is like winding a giant spring. Abdomen, back, and chest. Muscles stretch and then contract explosively. Rotation multiplies the leg force, building rotational energy. Non-throwing arm tucks into speed rotation. Only after hips and torso rotate does the arm move forward with speed. The shoulder, a mobile ball and socket, allows the arm to be whipped forward. Energy built in legs and core transfers into the arm. Chest muscles contract, pulling the upper arm forward. Back of shoulder muscles contribute. Elbow rapidly straightens. Wrist snaps forward at the last moment and the ball releases. Sequential movement. Legs, hips, torso, arm, hand. This allows high velocity. If you were to try and throw using only your arm, the result would be a weak and ineffective toss. Power comes from summation of forces in the kinetic chain. Each segment builds on the previous, creating a whip-like acceleration. Yeah, it's pretty elegant. The ability to perform complex movements like walking, lifting, throwing isn't just about having the right parts. It's also about training them to work together efficiently. This is where practice comes in. Every time you repeat a movement, you are strengthening the neural pathways between your brain and your muscles. The brain learns the most efficient sequence of muscle contractions and fine-tuning the timing and force of each command. This process is called motor learning. With enough repetition, the movement becomes smoother, more accurate, and requires less conscious thought. It becomes second nature. Think about a child learning to walk. At first, their steps are clumsy and unbalanced. They have to think about every single part of the movement. But with practice, their brain refines the motor program for walking. The muscles get stronger, and the feedback loops between their senses and their brain become more efficient. The same principle applies to an athlete perfecting a tennis serve or a musician playing a guitar chord. Consistent, mindful practice builds a strong mind-body connection, allowing for movements that are both graceful and powerful. This is how skills are built over time. Just as important as practicing movement is the way you hold your body when you are not moving. This is your posture. Good posture means aligning your bones and joints in a way that minimizes stress on your muscles and ligaments. When you stand tall, when you sit tall, with your head balanced over your spine and your shoulders relaxed, Your skeleton does most of the work of supporting your weight. This is highly efficient and requires very little muscular effort. In contrast, poor posture, slouching over a desk or hunching over a phone, forces your muscles to work constantly just to hold you up. This can lead to chronic muscle tension, fatigue, and pain, particularly in the neck, shoulders, and back. Over time, it can put uneven strain on your joints and spine. Making small, conscious adjustments throughout the day, sitting up straight, taking breaks to stand and stretch, and keeping your shoulders back, can make a huge difference. Good posture is not about being rigid. It's about finding a balanced, sustainable position that works with your body's natural design. So, try to be mindful about that. Throughout this exploration, we have seen how the human body moves through a remarkable partnership of parts. We started with the bones, the solid framework that gives us structure and protection. We saw how joints provide the crucial points of articulation, allowing that frame to bend and rotate. We then added the muscles, the powerful engines that contract to pull on the bones, and the strong tendons that transmit that force. Finally, we looked at the nervous system, the intricate command center that plans, controls, and refines every action through a constant flow of information. We saw this system in action in the simple rhythm of walking. Stabilization and propulsion alternate in a seamless cycle. We observed it in the intelligent mechanics of lifting. Powerful legs and a stable core are used to protect the vulnerable spine, and we marveled at it in the explosive sequence of a throw, a perfect example of a kinetic chain transferring energy through the body. Each of these movements, no matter how different, relies on the exact same fundamental principles. Anatomy gives us the list of parts, and kinesiology explains the rules of their cooperation. Understanding these principles is not just an academic exercise, it has real, practical benefits for your daily life. It empowers you to move with greater awareness and efficiency. It can help you prevent common injuries at work, at home, or during exercise. When you feel a twinge in your knee, you have a better idea of the structures involved. When you want to improve your golf swing or your running form, you know that it starts with practice and building a better connection between your brain and your muscles. This knowledge transforms you from a passive passenger into an active, informed driver of your own body. If there is one simple takeaway from our journey, it is this: your body is designed to move, and it thrives on mindful movement. You don't need to be an expert to start applying these ideas. Begin today with one small change. When you walk, feel your feet on the ground, and stand a little taller. When you lift something, bend your knees, and use your legs. Take a moment to stretch, and correct your posture. By paying gentle attention to how you move, you are honoring the incredible, complex system within you.